Imagine you're sitting there scrolling, maybe on your phone, and you see someone apparently making money online. And they're doing it just by recommending products they genuinely seem to love.
Right.
No stock to buy, no dealing with customer service stuff, just, sharing links and earning. That whole idea of passive income, building a business from anywhere. It sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Especially now.
Oh, absolutely. It's incredibly appealing. That promise definitely catches a lot of people's attention.
So today, we're doing a deep dive into exactly that, affiliate marketing. And specifically, we want to look at it for someone who's like totally new to this, just starting out. You've probably heard the buzz, maybe seen folks making it look, well, easy. But is it really a good path for a beginner? And maybe more importantly, what are those hidden traps, the common mistakes that trip people up right at the start?
Yeah, the pitfalls.
Exactly. So our mission today is to sort of unpack the reality of affiliate marketing for you. We'll look at the good parts, the tough parts, maybe reveal some secrets to actually making it work long term, and definitely highlight those big mistakes to steer clear of. Hopefully, you'll walk away feeling a bit more clear and confident about it all.
Sounds like a plan because, on the surface, it does sound almost too good to be true sometimes.
Right.
Like you said, low cost, low risk. You don't handle inventory. Merchants deal with the customer side. It really seems super straightforward. Post a link, get paid.
And that's the hook, I think, that accessibility. It feels like, hey, anyone can jump in, like right now.
It is accessible, and that's a really important point. It's pretty easy to start, joining most affiliate programs. Free.
Right.
A lot of the tools you might need, they often have free plans or, pretty low monthly costs.
Okay.
But, and this is the big but, it's a long way from easy money. The reality, it is an intensely competitive space. I mean, think about it. Tons of companies, big ones, small ones, they all have affiliate programs. Just signing up, well, that's just the very first tiny step. Real success takes significant work, consistent effort, and you absolutely need a strategy. So yeah, accessible, definitely. Get rich quick scheme. Not even close.
Okay, so not easy money, super competitive. If you had to pinpoint the hardest part for a complete beginner, someone who's never done anything like this, what would it be? Is it just the amount of work or something deeper?
That's a really good question because often for beginners, the hardest part isn't necessarily the technical stuff, setting up a website or whatever. It's often the sheer patience that's required.
Patience.
Yeah, and just battling to get that initial traction. Think about it. You're starting from zero. No audience, no trust built up, no ranking in Google. It takes a lot of time just to create decent content.
Right.
Then it takes even longer to actually build an audience that pays attention to that content. And then, seeing consistent, meaningful income. We're talking months, sometimes even a year or more.
Right.
And so many beginners, they quit. They quit before things really start moving because they just underestimate how long it takes, the content creation cycle, and honestly, the mental game, the patience needed when growth feels really, really slow at the start.
That definitely puts a different perspective on it.
Yeah.
So if patience and just getting that initial momentum are so critical, it sounds like a huge chunk of that effort has to go into building something less tangible, like trust.
Exactly.
Why is trust so important here? Especially when you're new and nobody knows who you are.
Well, it's fascinating because trust is really the foundation for any kind of long-term success online, but especially when you're starting from scratch. It kind of boils down to this idea that experience sells.
Experience sells.
Yeah, people, we're wired to connect with stories, with genuine recommendations. The big challenge for beginners is you have no existing trust. So every single thing you do, every piece of content, every interaction has to be about intentionally building that trust. It's not just about being honest, though that's key. It's also about reliability. Does your audience learn that they can count on you? That you'll consistently provide value, recommend good stuff? If you want to build a brand, something long-term where people actually come back to you for advice, then yeah, authenticity, honesty, they're non-negotiable. It's less about selling, more about genuinely serving your audience, helping them solve their problems.
That makes a lot of sense. Shifting from sell to help almost.
Precisely.
We came across this really interesting framework for building that trust, especially for newbies. It was called the soft pitch pipeline. Can you break that down? What does that actually look like?
The soft pitch pipeline. Yeah, it's a really smart approach. It's basically a sequence designed specifically to build that deep trust first, which means you need less aggressive selling later. It flows through 5 stages: relationships, products, experience, proof, and then, only then, the pitch.
Okay, relationships first. Sounds foundational.
It absolutely is the bedrock. You need to genuinely connect with your audience, almost become like a helpful friend. Be personable, share little bits of your life, a hobby, a funny story, maybe even a small struggle.
Be human.
Exactly. Tell stories, even tiny anecdotes make things relatable and build that connection. And practice what some call random acts of kindness. Just simple things like replying to comments thoughtfully, answering DMs or emails, even engaging with other people's content in your niche. These little things done consistently build huge goodwill. Shows you actually care.
Right, not just broadcasting, but interacting.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next? Products.
Yes, products. But here's the crucial part. You don't start thinking about the product first, or worse, the commission. That's a classic beginner mistake.
Oh,
Instead, you start with your audience. What do they need? What are their struggles, their pain points? Figure that out first. Then, identify potential solutions. And if an affiliate product is genuinely the best solution you found for that specific problem, then you recommend it.
so audience need drives the product choice, not the other way around.
Absolutely. If it's not the best fit for them, don't push it. Doesn't matter how much it pays. Your long-term reputation is way more valuable.
Got it. Then experience.
Experience. This means you have to use and test the product yourself thoroughly. This does a few things. One, it protects your reputation, right? Your recommendation reflects on you.
Mm-hmm.
Two, it makes you a real resource. You can answer specific, nitty-gritty questions people might have. And three, maybe the most important part, it helps get rid of the mystery.
Get rid of the mystery.
Yeah, there's this concept of mirror neurons. When your audience actually sees you using a product, maybe in an unboxing video, a tutorial, whatever they can sort of subconsciously picture themselves using it too, it makes the whole idea of buying and using it feel less abstract, less risky. Take the guesswork out.
Interesting. Like vicarious experience. Okay, what follows experience?
Proof. You need to show tangible results, positive outcomes you got from using the product. Remember that documentary, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead?
Vaguely, yeah. The juicing guy.
Right. His dramatic, visible transformation made people immediately want that juicer. It's the same principle.
Wow.
When you show your success with a product, maybe you saved time, solved a problem, achieved a specific result, it gets your audience excited about their potential success. It's not about bragging. It's demonstrating real value.
Okay, show, don't just tell. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And finally, the pitch.
Finally, the pitch. And honestly, if you've done the first 4 parts, well, built the relationship, picked the right product for their needs, shared your genuine experience, shown proof this should be the shortest, least aggressive part.
Right.
The main thing is just making it clear how people can click your affiliate link, that unique link that tracks the sale back to you. But don't plaster it everywhere aggressively. And always disclose that it's an affiliate link. It's legally required in many places, yes, but it also builds trust. People often appreciate the transparency and are happy to support you if you've been helpful.
Disclosure builds trust, doesn't kill sales.
Often, yeah. And offer support, too. Let them know you're there if they have questions after buying. And provide multiple natural opportunities for the link, maybe beginning, middle, end of a blog post, maybe linked from an image or mentioned in a video, wherever it makes sense and feels helpful, not force.
That whole pipeline, it really puts the audience first, doesn't it? Completely flips the old hard sell model.
Exactly. It's about serving, then selling comes naturally.
Okay, so that's the ideal path. But let's talk about the wrong turns. For beginners trying to figure all this out, what are the biggest mistakes? The things that just completely derail them?
Oh, definitely. Knowing the pitfalls is just as vital as knowing the path, maybe more so at the start. It can save so much wasted time and frustration.
Okay, hit us with number 1.
All right, the first massive mistake is not being authentic. Or doing really shallow, cursory reviews, promoting stuff you haven't actually used, or maybe don't really believe in just for the commission.
The review that just rehashes the sales page.
Exactly. It comes across as inauthentic, and it just kills trust instantly. Your audience will see right through it. The way to avoid it: be open, be honest, be truthful. Always. If a product has flaws, say so.
Even if it makes you look a bit bad.
Especially then. Share your real experiences. Maybe you loved the product, but the setup was tricky or customer support was slow. Sharing the nuances, the imperfections, actually builds more credibility. People trust realness, not fake hype.
Okay, authenticity is key. What's mistake number 2?
Number 2 is a big technical one, ignoring SEO, search engine optimization.
Ah, getting found on Google.
Precisely. For a lot of affiliates, especially when starting out, search traffic is their main source of visitors. If you don't optimize your content, your target audience just won't find you. And the key insight here isn't just that you need traffic, but for beginners, SEO is often the only way to get consistent, free traffic without spending a ton on ads. It's almost non-negotiable for sustainable growth.
So how do you avoid that?
You've got to put in the time. Do keyword research, figure out what terms people are actually searching for. Then weave those keywords naturally into your content. Use good images, maybe videos. Write helpful titles and descriptions. That's the metadata search engines read. Link between your own relevant posts. Maybe even reach out to other sites for links back to yours. It sounds like a lot, but even small, consistent efforts here make a huge difference over time.
Totally. Because if they can't find you, all that great, authentic content is kind of pointless.
Yeah.
Like a brilliant shop hidden down a dark alley.
Couldn't have said it better. And that ties into mistake number 3, not updating your old content.
Oh, interesting. Just keep making new stuff instead.
Yeah. A lot of beginners do that. But think about it. It's usually much easier and more effective to refresh and improve a piece of content that's already getting some traffic or ranking than starting something totally new from scratch.
Right. Build on what's working.
Exactly. If you ignore your older posts, they get outdated, rankings drop, traffic disappears. The fix: regularly go back to your existing articles, update info, add new details, maybe swap out images, refresh the writing. Quick tip: avoid putting the year in your URL slug. Makes updates way easier later.
Smart. Any tips on which post to focus on?
Yeah, look at your analytics. Posts that are already ranking, say, between position 5 and 12 for important keywords. Those are golden. A good update could potentially push them onto page 1 or higher up page 1 for a significant traffic boost.
Okay. Update the nearly there content. Got it. Mistake number 4.
Number 4 is not leveraging the resources the affiliate programs themselves provide.
Like what?
Well, many programs and networks think Amazon Associates, PartnerStack, Awin, those kinds of platforms, they offer a ton of helpful stuff. But beginners often miss it, thinking they have to figure everything out alone.
So what should they do?
Be proactive. Reach out to the affiliate manager. That's the person who runs the program for the company. They can often provide things like special discounts just for your audience, unique coupon codes, banners, pre-written email copy. You can adapt, they call it swipe copy tools to help build links, detailed reports, sometimes even free samples of the product for you to review properly.
Wow. Okay. So talk to your affiliate manager.
Definitely. It's a win-win. You get tools and perks to help you promote better, and they get more effective promotion. Don't leave those resources on the table.
Makes sense. And the 5th, big mistake.
The 5th one, and honestly, many pros would say this is the biggest one, not building an email list.
Ah, the email list. Still important.
More important than ever, arguably. Many marketers see it as the single most effective way to market anything online, and crucially, to build that long-term relationship with your audience. But here's the deeper insight. Your email list is the only audience you truly own.
What do you mean, own?
Well, think about social media. Algorithms change constantly, right? Your reach can disappear overnight. Platforms can even shut down accounts or the whole platform. But your email list, that's your direct line to your most engaged followers. It's not mediated by some algorithm. It's your safety net, your most valuable asset in a really unpredictable online world.
Okay, that's a powerful point. So how do beginners avoid that mistake?
You need to actively design your site or platform around building that list. First, choose an email marketing service. There are lots of good ones. Then, create something really valuable that people get for free in exchange for their email. A checklist, a guide, a template. Something genuinely useful, your killer-free opt-in.
Like a lead magnet.
Exactly. Use clear sign-up forms, maybe pop-ups on your site. And then this is key, send regular emails that provide real value. Don't just sell all the time. Share tips, insights, stories. Consistency is huge here. It takes time, but building that list pays off massively in the long run.
Those 5 are huge, super practical. Are there any other, maybe less obvious dark side mistakes beginners should watch out for? Things that can really damage their reputation or long-term prospects?
Yeah, excellent question, because it requires some critical thinking. One is definitely getting tempted by high commissions to promote irrelevant products, stuff that doesn't really fit your niche or your audience's actual needs.
Chasing the dollar.
Right. It just confuses your audience, dilutes your brand message, and erodes that trust you worked so hard to build. Stick to what genuinely serves your people.
Okay. What else?
Another is not keeping an eye on the audience's ongoing experience with the products you've recommended. You can't just recommend something once and forget about it.
Why not?
Because companies change. Products get updated, sometimes for the worse. Quality might drop, customer service could decline, maybe the pricing structure changes. You need to stay tuned in. Monitor feedback, read recent reviews online. Be ready to update your recommendation or even pull it if the product is no longer up to scratch. Having a relationship with the product owner or affiliate manager can help here too. You might get early warnings.
So continuous monitoring. Got it.
Then there's simply not being totally honest. This goes beyond just basic authenticity. It means setting realistic expectations. Don't hype up a product with crazy claims that aren't true. Don't hide extra costs or significant limitations. And if you make a mistake, or if a product you recommended turns out to have a flaw you missed, own up to it. Admit it first.
Like that 8-mile rule idea. Call yourself out first.
Exactly like that. It takes the power away from critics, and paradoxically, admitting flaws or mistakes builds even stronger trust because it shows you prioritize honesty over looking perfect.
Transparency above all.
Okay.
Anything else on the dark side?
Yes, and this loops back to our start. Trying to earn all your income from affiliate marketing or treating it purely like a get-rich-quick thing. Relying 100% on affiliate commissions makes you incredibly vulnerable.
Vulnerable how?
Algorithms change, like we said. But also, companies can just decide to cut commission rates or even shut down their entire affiliate program with little warning. It happens. Even big names have done it. If that's your only income stream, you're suddenly left with nothing. Plus, competition is fierce and only getting fierce.
Diversification is key.
Absolutely. The smarter approach, especially long-term, is to build your own brand first. Serve your audience, maybe create your own products or services eventually. When you do that, affiliate marketing becomes a fantastic part of your business model, a great way to monetize the trust you've built. But it's not the whole precarious foundation. It's one strong pillar among potentially several.
Wow, okay, we have covered a ton today. From that initial shiny appeal of affiliate marketing through the realities for beginners, the whole process of building trust with that soft pitch pipeline, and now these really critical mistakes to avoid. If you had to boil it all down, what's the single biggest takeaway you hope listeners grab from this deep dive?
The single biggest takeaway, I think it's this. The real magic, if you want to call it that, of successful affiliate marketing, especially when you're starting out, isn't about finding the product with the biggest payout. It's not about mastering some technical trick. It's about genuinely, authentically connecting with an audience.
The human connection.
Yes. Deeply understanding what they need, what they struggle with, and then serving them with solutions you truly believe in and have experience with. It really is a marathon, not a sprint. And in that marathon, trust is, without a doubt, your most valuable, most essential currency. Everything else flows from that.
Build trust, serve the audience, and the rest follows. That really resonates. It shows that building a real sustainable business online is fundamentally about relationships, not just clicks and commissions.
Couldn't agree more.
So that leaves us with a question for you, the listener, to think about. Given everything we've discussed, the competitiveness, but also the power of authenticity and finding your niche with an interest you have, maybe something overlooked, maybe even a bit unusual, where could your unique passion or expertise allow you to build real authority and serve a specific, maybe underserved group of people? Think beyond the obvious trends. Where does your genuine interest intersect with an unmet need? Finding that sweet spot could unlock some truly surprising and deeply authentic affiliate opportunities just for you.